Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm going to do something slightly different today. It's still currency, but as you can see, it's not coins, it's banknotes. Now this is something that I I don't collect purposely. They arrive when I buy coins. If you've been watching any of my videos, you know that I've been doing a world coin hunt recently, and every so often when you buy a big bag of coins, you also get a bundle of notes. So what I'm going to do is just quickly go through some of the notes that I've had. And I've had, I'd say, 200 to 300 different banknotes. But I just pulled out some of the better ones, the nicer ones, or the ones I'd like to quickly show you. So just to sort of kick things off, first couple, both from 1909, and they're both from the Russian Empire. Now, these are fairly common. You can get these on eBay. I mean, this is why people chuck them into coin bags, just to sort of offload them because they don't want them anymore. But they look pretty good, I think. You look at some of the writing, it's obviously it's all Cyrillic, it's all Russian. But the style of note, and if you notice, it's portrait, not landscape. Even on the reverse, you've got the Royal Eagles. You've got so much imagery in there. There's obviously meaning to everything that they've included on these notes. And this one, same sort of thing again. So you've got 5 rubles and 10 rubles. A couple of others. These ones, now this is, well, it was 1,000 marks. But during the Depression, they reissued the same banknotes and overstamped them. So this particular one now is for 9 million marks. So it just goes to show how much a loaf of bread went up by straight away. So this particular one, I think is dated 1922. Yeah, 22. Even on the reverse, fairly plain, but overstamped as well. The next one, 50. Same sort of thing. It looks quite the thing itself, quite the banknote to look at. And the one thing I will say was these old banknotes, they smell of banknotes. They if you've ever handled banknotes in the past, you know what a proper note is supposed to smell like. So this one is actually from 1933, March 33. So right at the tail end of banknotes being issued, before the how can we put it, the artist from Austria took over. So on that note, thumb over the iconography in the bottom left, just in case it insults somebody. The banknote here, this is from 1942, and it's a Nazi era one, and it's a 5 Reichsmark. With the usual, well, for them at that point in time, the Germanic, Nordic style imagery, buildings, and all sorts. And this is only one of many that I've got from that period. This particular one, as it says at the top there, CCCP. So this is Soviet era 100 ruble note with Lenin. Not Lenin. Yeah, Lenin. I'm guessing that building's somewhere up in Moscow, probably up on Red Square somewhere. Now, none of these are really worth anything. They're, a pound here, 50p there. Maybe if it's in really good nick, you're talking £2, maybe. I don't know. Not a lot. Whereas these, These notes, Zimbabwe, common as, well, the mud in the field, basically. There's thousands of these out there. There's a whole range of banknotes covering a period from about 2007 to about 2015, when Zimbabwe was doing its own big recession. So this particular one is for $500,000. Now, given that currently the exchange rate is one Zimbabwean dollar is 5p, am I loaded? Am I minted? Can I retire? 200,000? 100,000? Oh, maybe I can retire. $10 billion? How about $20 billion? That equates to, I did the maths just now, roughly, I think it was £1.1 billion. So if I can travel back in time and keep the exchange rate, I'm laughing. But yeah, unfortunately, all of these got demonetized in, I think, September 2015, I think it was. Some of the other notes that I've got, like I say, these are notes that are just included usually in some of these money bags. So you've got a French 20 francs note there, and this one actually comes from, I think it was 1942. Very colourful. It's almost like a proper painting. But again, if I, oh yeah, giving that a good sniff, that smells of proper money. Good, proper paper stuff. This one, 100,000 lira from Turkey. So again, paper note. It's got the old, what we would recognise as the strip, in the magnetic strip. Obviously, some sort of imagery relevant to the country. That's obviously, what's his name? The chappie that got the country up and running. Can never remember his name. Anyway, Turkey. Again, I don't think there's any chance of me ever retiring. But there's money from all over the shop. Got Nigeria, Central Bank of Nigeria, £1. Again, it feels like old money. Those of us that were around and handled paper notes back in the 70s and early 80s, this is quite thick. It feels like one of the old fivers before they started playing around with them. But yeah, it's only £1, but hey ho. Like I say, I'm not going to be able to retire on it. Bank of Jamaica, $2. So that's like an odd amount in itself, isn't it? Not sure what's that there. Out of many, one people. Yeah, I think that's one of the national, I don't want to say slogan, but it's one of their things. And then you move on to Vietnam, 50,000 dong. If you notice, this one has got a hole in it. It was actually the same as our now current notes. It's plastic. That will flatten out in about 2 minutes. So yeah, these are plasticky. I think Canada have gone plastic as well over the last few years. I think they beat us to it. But Vietnam have been doing it for a lot longer. Quite a simple image, but it obviously shows a village somewhere in Vietnam. I don't want to say it's a temple, but it might be. And then moving on to our own stuff. Look at that, old £1 note. Now this is pre-Elizabeth II, because she's not on the front of the note. She was actually the first monarch first British mark to be on the front of a banknote. Before that, you had Britannia. And this one, I can't remember the date on this one. This is something like 44, 45, might be a bit earlier. Oh, ye oldie English banknote. And there's one for 10 shillings, just so we can have a 50p connection. We got 10 shillings. And again, on the back, it's very, very plain, but it did the job for what they needed it to do. And I've got a fair few of these English banknotes from about 1933, 34, I think it is onwards, because the chief cashier kept changing. It's a case of trying to get hold of them all. I've only got about one or two missing now, and those are harder to find war period ones. And then obviously we move on to the current, like I say, plastic. It's horrible. Yuck. Give me paper money any day, not plastic stuff. And finally, something I do find really, really good. Now, if I can get away with this, try and shut down the light. Bit of the old ultraviolets. Some of these banknotes, especially the Arabic ones from the Middle East and sometimes the Far East, there's nothing on that side. This one, as it says there, Bank du Liban, so that's the Bank of Lebanon. Quite a few of them have got these markings as part of the security feature. So you've got that one. This one I do like. The same profile, side by side, pretty much. And if you notice as well, got all these little flecks in some of the notes. That is something they put into the paper as a security measure. They've done it on many, many, many banknotes over the years. And the final one, this one, Qatar Central Bank. There you go. You can see the flecks showing up. Let's bring that a bit closer. That's better. Again, each one is completely unique, but as long as it's got the flecks, the banks are always happy. So you can see all these different markings. It's fascinating stuff, some of these. But like I say, this is just some of the stuff that I've managed to get my hands on over the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, just collecting banknotes, well, coins, and then ending up with banknotes to go with it. It's quite a fascinating little topic. It's not something I'm going to go hardcore into, but it's interesting. Like I say, some of the designs, they really show up some of the more Western countries, especially some of the Arabic designs. Let's have a look. Trying to find a good example. Where did it go? It's the one I put down here. There we go. I mean, look at the design on that. That is really intricate detail when you look at it. I'd hate to be a forger trying to make these things up. And then you've got a nice simple image on the back. They're absolutely amazing. Some of the artwork is just breathtaking. Anyway, that was just a different video for today. Just like I say, to show you some of the banknotes that I've acquired along the way of getting all the foreign coins. With foreign coins come foreign notes. So, hope you enjoyed that. Like I say, something slightly different. Until the next time, cheers all.